Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the My Lead System Pro Morning Wake Up Call. My name is Dean Black, and I want to thank everybody for coming out on the call this morning. Wishing Diane Hochman happy birthday because it's April 2nd and her birthday is tomorrow, April 3rd. So if you're listening to this in the future, it's her birthday. So just wish her happy birthday anyway. I love it. I just introduced you, Diane. So anyway.
I'm like a little kid, Dean. It's so funny. I'm like, it's my birthday. I'm like an idiot.
It's your birthday, man. Just do it. It is my great pleasure to introduce Diane. She is the attraction marketing queen. She did a call the other day on attraction marketing. If you're My Lead System Pro, I think it's in the back office, probably recorded in the back office. I would highly recommend you go check it out because she knows what she's talking about. Okay, it's all simple stuff, but you know what? I have this meme that I posted on my wall, and it has a swear word in it, but it really is true.
Uh-oh.
It's like, make a plan. I'm not going to say the swear word to it, but it's like, if you want to do something, write it down, make a plan, and do it. It's really that simple.
Is the word get blank done, or what's the word? I need to know what the word is. You don't have to say it, but give me a hint.
It's the F word.
It's naughty. I'm telling you.
I hesitated before I posted. But anyway, I'm all in the intro. People are probably like, what are you talking about? But anyway.
Dean is blushing. And Dean knows I never behave on his calls. The poor guy. He's like trying to introduce me all proper. All right, I'll shut up.
No, that's all right. Please welcome L6. Is it global or is it galaxy, Diane? I did this.
I am galactic, Dean. I am galactic.
Because Bert is the global. Yeah, the
right. Bert is global,
leader.
And yes, I am galactic.
L6. Diane Hochman. Welcome, Diane.
I never thought and then I'm trying to make L7, Dean, or L7. L7. So I could be, because that's a universal leader, and I wanted to be the queen, and they made me queen of attraction marketing. So now I want to be Miss Universe. So if I just make L7, all I want is a big tiara and a sash at the event when I win that award. That's what I want. That's my request. Yes, I will be Miss Universe. Miss Universe. So I got to be a queen.
Cool.
You know what? When I was a little girl, I used to dream about all these things, and at My Lead System Pro, they can all come true. So it's pretty kind of neat. And by the way, you can be Mr. Universe, too. Mr. Universe is like that buff dude, that big, weightlifting dude. So it's pretty cool. So I could be a hot chick, and you could be a buff, big muscle boy, and we can be universal. So, but right now I'm just galactic. So I'm like Star Trek or something. I'm like, Officer Uhura from Star Trek.
It'll be at the pool party.
There you go. There you go. All right, let me get down to business with you guys. I have a great topic today. For those of you that haven't met me before, as Dean said, my name is Diane Hochman. I live in Bristol, Connecticut, which for all of you sports fans is home of ESPN, and I've been in the home business industry for a whopping 15 years. I've been doing this, Dean. It's been a long time. I've been around the block a few times, and it's been awful fun. And I have one particular thing when they were asking, this is what happens when you are on the schedule to do the wake-up call. You get two of our incredible staff members send you a note, unless you're proactive and tell them beforehand, and they say, what are you going to talk about? And then I generally go, I don't know what I'm going to talk about in a week. I have no idea. But of course, they want us to give them a topic so they can make a cool graphic, which they did. Adri made me a beautiful graphic. And the graphic says, and the topic of the call is the thought before the action. And if any of you guys have heard me train before, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, there's a quote that I particularly love. I say it very, very often, and I want you to jot it down. By the way, the quote comes from the book The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles, and that book is the book behind the movie The Secret that was so big a couple of years ago that everybody went gaga for. And that book's been around for over 100 years. I think it was written in 1913 or something like that. So Wallace Wattles said, a rich man has a rich man's thought before a rich man takes a rich man's action. And I think that is an incredibly great thought because all of us, and by the way, in the book, don't get caught up by the word rich. Okay, rich, a lot of people just equate to money. He explains that being rich is being wealthy in every aspect of your life, being wealthy in health, being wealthy in love and family and mind, intellectually as human beings, and going to, the highest levels of self-development, etc. So he explains that wealth has a lot more to do with our development than just money. But of course, guys, you can't, if you're an artist, right, and you love art, but you decide that you're not going to earn income because it's wrong or something like that, and you decide to be a poor artist, you never get to see the Mona Lisa. You never get to see the Sistine Chapel. You never get to see the Prado, the Louvre, which are famous art museums, by the way, in case you're not into art. You never get to see it because you don't have the money to go. So the money gives you more life. If you're a sports fan and you absolutely love sports, but you never get to go to the Super Bowl or to the World Series because you lacked money, you're not living the fullness of your passion. So whatever it is, if you have kids, and like Dean has beautiful kids, and he takes them all kinds of places, and they're always doing cool stuff, and Dean and Mary are always doing neat stuff. But if somebody's a parent and they're locked up, away from their kids, that's what my life was like. I was locked up away from my kids at my job, and I couldn't be with them. And I didn't have money, so I couldn't take them to do the things. I watch Dean, it makes my heart melt because I wish I had the freedom that he has when my kids were little. So if you don't have money and that form of richness, then you can't live the fullness of being a parent because you can't bring them and do the things and take those pictures and take them to see Mickey Mouse and all the things that we want to do for our kids, send them to the college that we want, etc. So don't get hung up, and it's not the topic of my call, but I'm off on a tangent. Don't get hung up on the word rich because you've been programmed most of your life that there's an issue with that word. Rich means fullness of life. And part of that is having enough money in your life to do the things that make your heart sing. So when Wallace Wattles said a rich man has a rich man's thought before a rich man takes a rich man's action, he was explaining that the truly wealthy think differently than the average person, that they think in ways that bring prosperity towards them, that their mind is creating thoughts that are creating action, that is creating revenue coming into their world. And so I want you this week, as you attack your business, actually it's the end of the week, I'm forgetting, it's a Thursday here in Connecticut. I'm thinking it's a Thursday most everywhere except for that person that called in from China. For you, it's Friday. In Australia, my Australian friends that are here this morning or this evening for them, it's Friday, but for everybody else, and by the way, Dean, and you don't have to unmute because I know you're doing something, but Dean, for those people that are over in China and Australia, etc., it's already my birthday, which I think is kind of cool. So I'm going to make believe I'm with them, and it's Friday. But in any case, guys, a lot of people, they talk about overwhelm and confusion and all of this stuff. I had it last night. We were talking to people about a great course that we're working on with them. And people are just getting started in the course, and they haven't even logged in yet. And people are telling me how confused they are and how overwhelmed they are and how I have my work cut out to be working with them. And those thoughts, as Zig Ziglar would have said, are stinking thinking. I want you to take the weekend, take next week, or whenever you're hearing this audio. Here at MLSP, you can download these calls. You might be hearing this audio 5 years from now. If you're truly a student, you downloaded them all, you put them all on your phone or wherever you've put them, and you're listening to them over and over and over. So I don't know when you're hearing this. So whatever time frame you're looking at, I want you to start to consider that the thoughts that you are thinking are affecting what your fingers and hands and feet are doing. The way you're moving, the actions that you're taking are being affected by a thought process that you may not even realize is going on. And what happens is your thoughts are part of your subconscious mind, right? You're thinking thoughts that you've been thinking for years, especially if you're a little more mature like me. This stuff gets kind of ingrained in there. I'm not going to tell you how old I'm going to be, but let's put it this way. It ain't 21. So the thoughts get kind of ingrained in your head, and they run in a perpetual cycle. And then things happen in your head, and it comes out of your mouth. And what comes out of your mouth goes back into your two ears, and it reprograms your head again, your mind again, to think the same thoughts. And it becomes a perpetual cycle. And what comes out of your mouth and goes back into your ears and through your brain is causing and impacting the actions that you're taking. So if you're finding that your actions are not yielding fruit, okay, if we were to look at a tree and the tree's not blooming and the tree's not yielding fruit, we could sit and look at the branch and get mad at the branch and go, why aren't you giving me apples? But what we have to do is go down and look at the roots and look at the soil. What is the thought process that you're taking before you take the action? And what is the thought process that's going on in your mind that you're not even aware of? Because when you can figure out and find out what's going on in your mind that you're not even paying attention to, that's when you can stop the cycle. That's where you can change it all. And that's where your activity all of a sudden shifts ever so slightly. You may be doing the same work, but all of a sudden the results switch. The way people respond to you switch. The opt-in rate on your capture page changes. The response to your letters and your open rates change. And it sounds a little woo-woo, but what the heck? Why not give it a whirl? Because I'm here to tell you that when I got started in this business, I had poor person's thoughts. I had broke person mentality. And I was literally spinning my wheels day after day, diminishing myself, putting myself down, thinking it would never work, thinking it was hard, thinking it wasn't for me. I wasn't like those shiny people that were making all the money. And when I changed that, lo and behold, it became easy. It became fun. And all of a sudden, I became one of those shiny people making all the money. And what I found out when I got there is that they're no different than us. I'm no different than you. Neither are any of the leaders here. Neither are any of the people that you so admire. They're just people who started to think a rich man's thought before they took a rich man's action. Guys, I want you to go out and I want you to seize it. I want you to consider what you're thinking. And obviously, if you're here today or you're listening to this audio, you've taken the right first step. You're plugging into a community and plugging into a message every single day that's changing little by little the way you think. And when you change the way you think, anything is possible. Guys, change your mind, change your income, and change your life. My name is Diane Hockman. This has been the My Lead System Pro Wake Up Call. We are here at 11 a.m. Eastern every morning, Monday through Friday, with the incredible Dean Black, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Everybody have a great day. Take care.